Good morning students, myself Millie Sankla, and today our subject design of precast concrete structure. We continue with our chapter, that is chapter number 3, flexure design of precast concrete element. Okay, and today we solve example. First we read the given data. For post tension beam with flange section as shown, the profile of CGC, that means centroid CGS, centroid of steel, is parabolic with no eccentricity at the end. The live load moment, that means MLL, due to service load at mid span is 648 kilonewton into meter. The pre-stress after transfer, that is PO, is 1600 kilonewton. Assume that 15% losses at service. Now grade of concrete is given M30, that means FCK is equal to 30 Newton per mm square. Now one by one, here we find out Kern level, that means no tensile stresses are there. Cracking moment means crack developed due to bending moment. Then location of pressure line at mid span. Pressure line means resultant force or resultant of that means single force due to external load and pre-stressing force. We have to find out location of pressure line at mid span, at transfer and at service. Then stress at top and bottom fiber at transfer and at service. Okay, now here the values are given. FCC all, that means allowable compressive stress, that is equal to minus 18 Newton per mm square, and second is FCT all, that means allowable tensile stress in compression zone, that is 1.5 Newton per mm square. Here simply supported beam is given and it is subjected to UDL load. Okay, and this section is our I section. I section top flange is 500 by 200 and this middle web is equal to 150 width and depth is equal to 800 mm and bottom flange is equal to 150 by 250. This I section is symmetry about y axis, not a symmetry about x axis. So here we find out moment of inertia of individual member 1, 2, 3. Okay, if it is symmetrical about I and x axis, then we directly find out moment of inertia about I axis. Okay, please take care which type of section is given in example. Now next, simply first of all we divide the number of part. First top flange, then middle portion is web and third portion is bottom flange. One by one, here the y half of the depth, that is 100 for web, 100 plus the half of this, that is equal to 500. Here total depth is equal to 1000 up to this 100 and this, and then half of this one, that is equal to 900. Now one by one, first of all we find out area. Area is equal to this 500 into 200. Then middle web is equal to 600 and 150. Depth of this web is equal to 600 and width is equal to 150. Simply multiply. Okay, and the unit of area is mm square. Area of 3, that means bottom flange, is equal to 250 into 200, that is equal to 50,000. Now we summation of these three area, first, second and third. Okay, and our answer of this I section, area of this I section is equal to 2,40,000 mm square. Okay, now we find out Y bar. Okay, location of CGC, that means centroid of concrete from the soffit, that means bottom of our beam. Okay, and Y bar is equal to A1Y1 plus A2Y2 plus A3Y3 divide by A1 plus A2 plus A3. Okay, simply A1, that we already find out, Y1 is equal to 900, that we just discussed. Then A2, Y2 is equal to this 500, A3 and Y3 is equal to 100. And my answer of this Y bar from bottom soffit of CGC level is equal to 583.3 mm. Complete. Now YB. Okay, this one is this Y bar we find out, that is the bottom fiber. So here we mention YB, that is equal to 583.3 mm. Now we find out Y bar of top fiber, that is YT. Total depth of this I section is equal to 1000 mm. Simply 1000 minus YB, that we recently find out, that is equal to 416.7 mm. Okay, for this I section we find out moment of inertia, area and Y bar. Now next, Okay, now we find out eccentricity of CGS, that means center of steel at midspan, where eccentricity E is equal to y bar minus 150. Okay, and this 150 is given in our I section. Look at this. Here the CGS, that means center of steel, and 150 eccentricity E is given. Okay, now here we find out eccentricity of CGS at midspan. So first of all, the y bar that we find out, bottom y bar minus 150, that is equal to 433.3 mm. Okay, this is the eccentricity of CGS at midspan. Now we find out moment of inertia of part 1 about axis to CGC, center of concrete. Our equation is parallel axis theorem. Ig plus A square, Ig means BD cube by 12, then A h square. H is the distance between y bar minus y1. Okay, y bar, this one is the y1 minus y bar square. The values which are greater, write down first and then minus lower value. Okay, and then square. Answer is equal to 1.036 10 raised to 10 mm raised to 4. Then moment of inertia of part 2 about CGC is equal to I2 Ig plus A square, where Ig is equal to BD cube by 12 plus A2 is equal to our Y2 and Y bar. If Y bar is greater than, so Y bar minus Y2 square. Okay, and answer is equal to 3.32 10 raised to 9 mm square. Now we find out moment of inertia of third about axis of CGC, that is equal to parallel axis theorem. Ig plus A square, Ig is equal to BD cube by 12 A3, and here y bar minus y2 y3 square. Answer 1.80 into 10 raised to 10 mm raised to 4. Now here we make summation of 3 inertia, part 1, part 2 and part 3. And my final answer of this moment of inertia for this I section is 2.55 into 10 raised to 10 mm raised to 4. Okay, now next we find out radius of gyration. Equation of radius of gyration is equal to r under root I by a. But here we find out r square because we find out values of kb and kt and it is related to r square. So r square is equal to I by a. I is equal to moment of inertia 2.55 into 10 raised to 10. A is equal to area of this I section, that is 2,40,000. After that our r square is equal to 1.06 10 raised to 5 mm square. Now we find out cone level of section, that means it is from the CGC level. Okay, now what is the equation of top cone level, that is KT is equal to r square by YB, and when we find out KB, we follow YT. So KB is equal to r square by YT. Now r square is equal to 1.063 into 10 raised to 6 divided by our bottom fiber from CGC, that is 583.3, and here we replace YT. YT is equal to 416.7. Okay, 255. Okay, so finally our KT is equal to 182 and KB is equal to 255.1 mm. From this CGC level, this is our KT top zone and this is our KB bottom. Okay, 255.1. Now we find out next bending moment. Here bending moment that we find out due to dead load. Now dead load is given 24. Here we find out dead load, and dead load is equal to area into density. So simply density of concrete is 24 kilonewton per meter cube and area of this I section is equal to 2,40,000, that is equal to 5.76 kilonewton per meter. This one is the dead load that is subjected our beam. Okay, now we find out moment due to MDL, that means moment due to dead load, and simply the beam is simply supported and also subjected to UDL type. So moment is equal to WL square by 8. Now WDL, that means dead load weight, that we find out 5.76, and span of this beam is equal to 18. So simply 18 square divided by 8, and answer is equal to 233.3 kilonewton into meter. Okay, now here we find out cracking moment. Now what is the modulus of rupture? FCR. Okay, that is equal to equation of FCR is equal to 0.7 under root FCK. And in example, characteristic strength M30, that means M30 grade is given, FCK is equal to 30. So simply put here under root 30, and after that we get 3.83 kilonewton per mm square. Okay, FC is the tensile strength of concrete, or we can say modulus of rupture. Both are same. Now we find out cracking moment. Equation of cracking moment we already derived in previous session. MCR is equal to FCR into L, okay, sorry, I, divided by YB, then PE into I AYB plus PE. PE means effective force. Now FCR, that is our modulus of rupture, okay, or tensile strength of concrete, that is equal to 3.83. I we find out 2.55 10 raised to 10, and YB is equal to our bottom centroid, okay, that is 583.3 plus effective PE, that means our effective force, that is equal to 0.85 into P. 0.85 into, because here we consider 15% losses, okay, after 100 minus 15 is equal to 85. So here we find effective stress, that is 85%. 0.85 into our P 1600 10 raised to cube, and I is equal to 2.55 10 raised to 10 divided by area, that is 2,40,000, and YB is equal to 583.3, and PE means effective force, that is equal to 0.8 or 0.85 into 1600 then 10 raised to cube, and our eccentricity E, that we find out 433.3, okay, and after calculation of these values we have to get cracking moment is equal to 970.1 kilonewton into meter, okay. Now we find out live moment corresponding to cracking, okay. So equation is equal to MLL CR, that is equal to value of moment that we find out 970.1 minus 233.3, that is equal to 736.8, okay. This is, look at this, here we find out moment due to dead load, okay, and this one is our cracking moment. Here we find out live load cracking moment, and this live load cracking moment is equal to our cracking moment minus moment due to dead load, okay, that is 736.8 kilonewton into meter, okay. Now the given load moment 648 is less than above value, so section is uncracked. That means our moment, our section is subjected to, that is 648, and our live load cracking moment is 736.8, simply means the section is uncracked. If moment, live load moment is greater, then in that condition our section will be subjected to cracking, okay. Now here we find out calculation of location of pressure line at midspan, if we can say thrust line or we can say C line. Now at transfer, equation of this lever arm, okay, Z is equal to moment due to dead load divided by C, okay. Now here Z is equal to lever arm, that is the summation of E plus EC, where E is the eccentricity due to steel and EC is the eccentricity due to concrete. Here we find out EC. EC is equal to, look at this, moment of dead load we find out 233.3 kilonewton, okay, 10 raised to cube, and C is equal to P, that means our pre-stressing force, okay. One dimension is converted into mm because we find out lever arm in mm, so 1600 and this kilonewton into meter, but we convert this meter into mm, 10 raised to 3. After that our lever arm Z is equal to 145.8, and from that we find out EC, that is the eccentricity of concrete, minus 287.5 mm, okay. Now here our eccentricity EC is negative, that means what is the meaning of this negative eccentricity? Pressure line is below centroid of concrete. If our eccentricity is positive, that means our central line is, pressure line is above CGC level, okay. If our eccentricity is negative, that means our pressure line, thrust line, C line is below the CGC level, okay. Now here we find out this is our CGC and CGS level is given in data, and this one is conjure KT and KB we find out, okay, and 287.5 here 287.5, this is the value from CGC, okay, from this CGC level here we find out 287.5 EC, eccentricity of concrete. Now at service, okay, that means our I section is subjected to some external load. At that time Z, okay, lever arm is equal to moment due to dead load plus live load, and C, at transfer condition in first, at transfer condition our lever arm is subjected to only self weight, please take care. At transfer condition our I section, our prestressed concrete member is subjected to self weight, but at service it is subjected to, look at this, at service it is subjected to dead load plus live load, okay. So lever arm Z is equal to MDL plus LL divided by C. C is nothing but that is a pre-stressing force. C is equal to P, okay. Now again we want to convert this value in mm, so moment is given in kilonewton into meter and the force C is given also in kilonewton, okay. So don't need to convert into Newton, but this value of meter is converted into mm, 10 raised to cube. And here we take factor 0.85 because we at service condition we have to use a effective force PE, okay. So we simply multiply 0.85 into P. The codal provision is given that IS 1343 2012, when we find out effective force 0.85 means simply here our 15% losses, so here we have to take PE is equal to 0.85 into 1600. This is the pre-stress loss that given in example. Now EC is equal to Z minus C, okay, answer is equal to 217.7 m. Here our answer is positive, okay. So here we plot EC above the CGC level, okay. Look at this, in this I section we plot this CG 217 to 14.7 from this CGC level above, okay, and this is the condition at service and this one is the condition at transfer, okay. Now here we find out stresses, okay. Now stresses F is equal to P by A, this is due to the direct stress, PEY by I, this one is due to the bending stress, and MY by I is equal to dead load or live load moment, okay. This one is the diagram of resultant stress diagram of our pre-stressed concrete member. Now calculate stresses at transfer where P is equal to PO. PO that means our pre-stress force after losses. PO by A. PO that means our force 1600 into 10 raised to cube. Area is equal to our 2,40,000 of I section. Answer is equal to minus 6.67 Newton per mm square. Here we find out for direct stress. Now second we find out for bending stress, that is POEYT by I, okay. Here we discuss about top fiber. First we find out top fiber, then we find out bottom fiber. 1600, then YT for top fiber is 433.3, okay. This is our eccentricity and YT is equal to 416.7. I 2.55 into 10 raised to 10. Our answer is equal to 11.32 Newton per mm square. Then we find out moment due to dead load, okay. Here is our stresses due to dead load 233.3 10 raised to 6 convert into Newton into mm, then YT that is equal to 416.7, okay, minus 3.81. Here our compressive stress, this one is outer condition, upward deflection, so tensor is on outer side, and here is downward deflection compression. Here compression is take as negative and tension is take as positive. So 0.84 Newton per mm square. You can change also the sign. You can take compressive as positive and tensile as negative as your choice, okay. There is no effect on the answer. Now stress is bottom fiber. Simply here the value will be changed, that is YB, okay. Distance of bottom fiber YB, and answer is equal to minus 17.9 Newton per mm square. This is the stresses at transfer. Now we find out stresses at service, that is effective, okay. And in data again given that we have 15% losses subjected, okay. So Simple 0.80 after losses, that 100 minus 15, that is 85%, so 0.85 and PO by A. Okay, PE is equal to this relation is given, that is equal to minus 5.67. Now again we find out top fiber and bottom fiber. Okay, here PE by T by I 0.85 into 11.32. This one is the first answer. Okay, because calculation is same, but only we multiply with the factor, that is 0.85, because here we find out effective stress at transfer, sorry, at service, 9.62. Second, MLL by T by I, because here we discuss about service. At service condition we subjected external load and moment due to live load. We find out 648 10⁶, and YT is equal to 416.7 and I is equal to 2.55 10⁶. Answer is equal to minus 10.58 Newton per meter square. Now we find out stress, compressive stress FC is equal to minus 5.67, 9.62, then minus 3.81, okay, and 10.58. One by one, answer is equal to minus 10.44. Okay, that is equal to, this is stress of top fiber, okay, and this one is the stress of bottom fiber. Okay, here we take MDL, that is minus 3.81. okay, the moment due to dead load we already find out, to simply take in calculation here. Also at service we add live load moment. Now next we find out stresses is bottom fiber. Again the dimension that is changed is by B, okay, and we find effective, so multiply with 0.85, and the calculation of this is already be done in at transfer condition. So simply answer is 15.85 and minus 0.85, 13.47 Newton per meter square minus. Here we find new bending stress due to live load MLL by B by I, 648 10⁶, 583.3, and I is given 255.10⁻10, 14.81. FC at bottom, that is equal to direct stress. This one is dead load. Then here, sorry, this is our bending stress. This one is due to dead load and this one is due to live load, and after that 1 Newton per meter square. Now this one is the stress distribution diagram at transfer condition and at service condition. The value of top fiber is 0.84 and at transfer the value of bottom fiber is equal to 17.19. okay, here at top fiber negative 10.44 and here FC is equal to positive 1. okay, allowable stresses are as follow. In the example the values is given. Allowable FCC for compressive is minus 18 and for tension FCT is equal to 1.5, and the values are within this allowable stresses, so section is safe. okay, look at this, this is 0.84 and 1, and allowable tensile is given 1.5 and maximum is given 80. This one is minus 10.4 for compressive and 17.9, again it within section. okay, so here our example is complete. okay, in next session we start with design of type 1 member. okay, just now we stop here.